Hi everyone, my name is Oyelami Temitope and I'm from Nigeria. I'm a digital engineering student. With me here is one of our professors from the Faculty of Computer Science. Professor, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Andreas Nürnberger. I'm professor for data and knowledge engineering. And in our research group, we are working on topics related or in between three areas. It's basically machine learning, information retrieval, and human-computer interaction, with the goal to build interactive systems that you can use for analyzing or for searching in huge data collections.
Okay, so this particular interview will be on the advanced topics in machine learning. So we've already talked about the introduction to machine learning. So can you tell us what is different, about the introduction and the advanced?
The advanced course basically builds up on methods, on fundamentals that you have already learned in machine learning.
Okay.
Or, for example, you can also pick a data mining course in advance to get the basic knowledge. And then we are having a look at more specific learning problems in more detail in the advanced topics course.
Oh, okay. So what are the job prospects for a student that successfully completes advanced topics in machine learning?
Job prospects are pretty broad. So you can work in, for example, industry in many different departments that are working on problems that produce data. That data needs to be analyzed, and then you need to have knowledge on this. So that's typical job that you call these days data scientists, and that are not only working in industry but also for insurance or in research in big labs, for example, in pharmacy, where you produce a lot of data, in medical sciences, where you have a lot of patient data, for example, and the data gets even bigger over time because you have MRT, CT images that you have to analyze, and all these require some knowledge in machine learning.
Okay, since it's an advanced course, do students learn to work? To work with practical problems. Real life problems. In the course.
In the exercise.
In the exercises, yes.
We have sometimes a look at practical problems. In the last years, we also participated with some student groups in competitions of scientific conferences. Okay. And then there's usually real-world data provided that is going to be analyzed in a project. Okay. And then there's a competition in between student teams or research teams, that depends on the type of conference, to have the best solution to a given problem.
That's great. Okay, so can a student confidently take up a team project after completing advanced topics in machine learning? A team project related to machine learning after completing the course?
After completing the course, you have a good, hopefully, as a student, a good feeling for what machine learning means, what type of problems are there, and how you tackle the specific problems with learning methods. And so if you have, for example, engineering project that requires analyzing sensory data from some sensors, measuring, properties of a production process, or supervising, for example, pipelines or whatever you have, and or audio data, then you can build some mining tools, analysis, pipelines to process the data and look, for example, if the process is stable, if there are some changes, or things like this, basically.
So does your group offer this kind of projects to
students? From time to time offer specific topics. However, also if there's a group of students interested in machine learning problems and has an idea on its own, they can ask if we are going to supervise the topic. For example, we had students analyzing games. People are playing poker games to figure out if there's a specific strategy, or to analyze image collections or audio collections. There are quite different things you can do.
Okay. So I would not really talk more about the prerequisite because I know it's an advanced course. What are the minimum requirements that a student needs to have before taking this course?
He or she should have a solid foundation in statistics.
Statistics?
And ideally taking the machine learning course before taking the advanced.
The fundamental course. Okay.
The fundamental machine learning course.
Okay.
Or, for example, what a colleague is offering, data mining course would be also quite beneficial. And you should have some experience in programming, so that you can implement what you are doing, because it helps a lot to get a feeling for the problems of machine learning and processing big sets of data.
Oh, okay. So over the years, students have been taking this course. What are the common mistakes that you have noticed with students?
Even though we require this fundamental knowledge, sometimes students are still attending the course without having this background.
Oh.
And if you are very motivated and you basically do an additional reading, so you can have a look at the slides of the machine, so the fundamentals course, during you are studying the advanced course, or you have additional reading in statistics. However, that's a lot of work. So I recommend really to have at least some basic course before you do advanced topics. And then be open to have a look at the math, so how the things are really working, and not just do rote learning, remembering, basically trying to remember how a formula is written without understanding.
Because trying to memorize.
To memorize, because it's much easier than also in the exam to tackle a problem. If you really understood the methods you have.
You've already given us the strategies, because I was about to ask what are the strategies that you can suggest to students on how to perform better in this course. Or maybe you would like to add some more apart from the ones you have already mentioned.
Strategies would be attend the lecture and the exercises. The lecture it's not only about the slides that are available also online, of course, but it's what we are trying to present in the exercise and in the lecture is different perspective on the problem. So some people recall things more on an abstract level. So if you have math formulas, some have a more visual memory, so they prefer to have a sketch on the board, so where you get a visual description on how an algorithm works, how data spaces are separated, for example, during learning processes. And that's what we try to provide in the course and in the exercises.
So, on a final note, do you have any word of advice or any kind of motivation to students that can motivate them to take this course? Or maybe some other words you would like to add that we did not talk about in the interview?
I think students should have a motivation also to implement. We are computer science faculty, so basically what people in the industry expect from you in the end is also that you can implement the stuff you are doing. And it can be really fun. So just even if you never have implemented a program, maybe you are a bit afraid to do so. But I really recommend at least to try to implement the basic elements of learning somehow. And you don't need to be a perfect programmer in the end, but you should know your tools, because you're kind of computer scientist, and what is a tool of a computer scientist? It's algorithms, and understanding how you split a complex problem into parts and tackle the parts with programs or tools. So you don't need to implement all tools on your own. There are libraries you can plug together, but that's basically the tools you have as a data scientist.
Okay, thank you so much for the information and your time. Have a nice day.